Ladies and gentlemen, there is someone listening to me right now. You are tired. You are confused. You are asking yourself, will my life ever change? You have cried in silence. You have worked hard with little reward. You have watched others rise while you feel stuck in the same place. But I came here with a message that will shake your spirit. God said you will be a billionaire. Not tomorrow's lie, not a fantasy, but a divine declaration over your life. And before you dismiss this, before you say, that's not for me, stay with me, because what you are about to hear could change the direction of your entire life. Listen carefully. When God speaks, He does not consult your bank account. He does not check your education. He does not measure your past mistakes. He speaks based on His power, not your limitations. You may feel small today, but God is saying, I did not create you for lack. I created you for overflow. But here is the truth many people don't want to hear. Becoming a billionaire is not just about money. It is about mindset, obedience, discipline, and purpose. Because if your mind is still poor, even if wealth comes, it will leave just as quickly. Some of you are praying for blessings, but God is preparing you for responsibility. You are asking for increase, but God is building your character. Because where God is taking you, you cannot go with fear, doubt, or a weak mindset. Let me tell you something powerful. Every delay in your life, every rejection, every closed door, it was not to stop you. It was to prepare you, because God does not release greatness into unprepared hands. There is a shift happening in your life right now. The struggle you feel, the pressure you carry, the discomfort you cannot explain, that is not destruction, that is transformation. You are not just going to be wealthy, you are going to be a blessing to others. You are going to lift people up. You are going to change lives. Because when God blesses you, He never intends for it to stop with you. But you must do your part. You must believe when it makes no sense. You must move when it feels uncomfortable. You must stay faithful when nothing is working. Because faith is not tested when things are easy. Faith is proven when everything is against you. So today, I want you to make a decision. Stop speaking lack over your life. Stop thinking small. Stop limiting what God can do through you. Stand up in your spirit and declare, I am chosen. I am called. I am destined for greatness. And when doubt comes, and it will, remember this moment. Remember this truth. If God said it, it will happen. Not because of who you are, but because of who He is. Your story is not ending in struggle. Your story is not ending in failure. Your story is rising. Your story is shifting. Your story is about to become something powerful. So get ready, because the same God who brought you this far is about to take you further than you ever imagined. God said, you will be a billionaire. Now believe it, walk in it, and become it. There is a quiet battle happening inside many people, a battle between what they see and what they are told by God. On one side stands reality, limited resources, unanswered prayers, closed doors, and moments of deep uncertainty. On the other side stands a promise, something spoken into the heart that refuses to go away. You are meant for more. This is where the struggle begins, because the human mind naturally leans toward doubt when evidence is missing. It questions, it hesitates, it looks for proof before it believes. But divine truth does not operate on human logic. When God speaks, He is not describing your current condition. He is declaring your future. Many people miss their breakthrough not because the promise was false, but because doubt became louder than faith. They begin to measure the possibility of greatness by their current situation. They look at their bank account and say, it's not possible. They look at their background and say, people like me don't reach that level. They look at their past mistakes and believe they have disqualified themselves. But what they fail to understand is that God has never been limited by human circumstances. What seems impossible to you is already settled in His plan. Doubt is powerful because it feels logical. It uses your experiences as evidence and your failures as proof. It reminds you of every time things didn't work out. It whispers that you should lower your expectations to avoid disappointment. And slowly, without realizing it, people begin to shrink their dreams. They stop believing for big things. They settle for survival instead of expecting abundance. This is how doubt wins, not in one moment, but over time through quiet surrender. But faith works differently. Faith does not deny reality. It simply refuses to be controlled by it. It acknowledges the struggle, but still believes in the promise. It looks at an empty situation and sees potential. It hears a divine word and holds on to it even when everything else says to let go. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting the one who does. When God declares something over your life, it carries a power that does not depend on your current position. It does not require your perfection, your qualifications, or your understanding. It only requires your willingness to believe. Because belief is what aligns you with the promise. It is what keeps you moving when nothing makes sense. It is what allows you to stand firm when doubt tries to pull you back. There will be moments when the distance between the promise and your reality feels overwhelming. You will wonder if you heard wrong. You will question if it was ever meant for you. But those moments are not signs of failure. They are tests of trust. They reveal whether you are anchored in what you see or in what you have been told. And the truth is, everything can change in a moment when the right time comes. The challenge is not in receiving the promise, it is in holding on to it. It is in choosing to believe when there is no visible reason to believe. It is in rejecting the voice of doubt and strengthening the voice of faith. Because the moment you fully accept that God's Word is greater than your situation, something shifts inside you. Fear loses its grip. Limitations begin to fade, and you start to walk differently, not as someone defined by circumstances, but as someone driven by purpose. This is where transformation begins, not in the external world, but within. Because once your belief changes, your actions follow. You stop hesitating and start moving. You stop shrinking and start expanding. You stop questioning your worth and start embracing your calling. And over time, what once felt impossible begins to take shape in ways you could not have imagined. The gap between where you are and where you are meant to be is not closed by chance. It is closed by belief, persistence, and alignment with what has already been spoken over your life. And when you reach that point, when doubt no longer controls you and faith becomes your foundation, you begin to realize something powerful. The promise was never out of reach. It was waiting for you to rise to the level of belief required to receive it. Before wealth, before titles, before the world recognizes your success, there is something far more important that must take place, and that is transformation within the mind and spirit. Prosperity does not begin with numbers in a bank account or contracts signed on a table. It begins with the way you think, the way you see yourself, and the way you align your heart with purpose. Many people long for financial freedom, yet they underestimate the inner work that must precede it. They desire the blessing but neglect the preparation. And without that preparation, even the opportunities that come their way can slip through their fingers. Your thoughts are the soil in which the seeds of abundance either flourish or wither. If your mind is clouded with doubt, fear or limitation, then no amount of external blessing can fully take root. You may receive temporary wins, but they will never sustain the level of wealth and influence that has been spoken over your life. Prosperity begins when your thinking is renewed, when you stop seeing scarcity and start seeing possibilities. It begins when you recognize that your value is not measured by what you currently have, but by what God has already promised. Your spirit must be trained to trust before the evidence appears, to act with confidence before the world validates your path, and to remain steadfast even when results are delayed. The power of a transformed mind is immense because it influences every decision you make. When your perspective is small, your actions follow suit. You will only take the steps that feel safe. Only pursue the opportunities that appear comfortable, and only dream within the boundaries of what seems immediately attainable. But when your mind and spirit are aligned with divine possibility, you begin to think in ways that defy natural limitations. You begin to act boldly, speak with authority, and see beyond the present challenges. This is the difference between those who merely wish for wealth and those who actually inherit it. The inner readiness to receive, to manage, and to expand it. Faith and mindset are inseparable in the journey to prosperity. Money alone cannot create the life you are meant to live. Without vision, discipline, and spiritual alignment, wealth can become a source of anxiety, greed, and confusion. But when your mind is trained to believe in the promises of God, when your spirit is attuned to guidance and purpose, abundance flows in a way that is balanced, sustainable, and impactful. True prosperity is never just about accumulation. It is about becoming the person capable of handling greater responsibility and blessing others through it. Every successful person you admire, every individual who has reached heights you aspire to, began with this transformation. They first overcame mental barriers, limiting beliefs, and self-doubt. They first cultivated patience, resilience, and a sense of worthiness. They understood that money follows alignment and not the other way around. And this is why spiritual and mental preparation is non-negotiable. It ensures that when opportunities arise, you are not only ready to accept them, but also to steward them wisely. The journey toward abundance is also a journey of character. Prosperity is meaningless without integrity, vision, and purpose. Your mindset shapes your habits, your decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. To become a true billionaire in the fullest sense of the word, you must first see yourself as one in thought and spirit. You must envision the life of impact, influence, and responsibility that accompanies financial success. Your internal reality, the confidence, the vision, the perseverance will inevitably shape your external reality. And the sooner you align your mind and spirit with God's promise, the sooner you step into the destiny that has been reserved for you. So begin today by cultivating the mindset of abundance. Train your thoughts, strengthen your spirit, and refuse to be limited by current circumstances. Focus on growth, purpose, and faith. Speak over your own life with conviction. Envision what you are capable of achieving, and prepare yourself internally for the blessings that are coming. Because prosperity, in its truest form, always begins within before it manifests outside. And when your mind and spirit are fully aligned, you will find that the doors that once seemed closed now open with ease. The paths that once seemed blocked now become highways. And the promises that were once distant now become your reality. Obedience is the bridge between promise and fulfillment. Many people hear words of hope, dreams of destiny, or even direct guidance from God. Yet they fail to act in alignment with what they have been told. They wait for perfect conditions, for the right timing, or for everything to make sense before they step forward. But the truth is, the blessings God has prepared for your life are often unlocked not by waiting, but by responding. Faith without action remains dormant, and promises without obedience remain unrealized. To walk into abundance, to walk into a life that reflects God's favor, obedience is not optional, it is essential. Obedience requires humility. It requires putting aside your own understanding, your fears and your doubts, and choosing to trust that the path God sets before you, even if it looks small, unconventional, or uncomfortable, is the right one. Many people resist obedience because it seems inconvenient or illogical. They think, if it were meant for me, it would be easier, clearer, or faster. But God rarely operates according to human expectations. He calls for trust and action, knowing that the very process of obedience shapes your character, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you to manage the blessings that are coming. When you obey, you align yourself with divine timing and divine power. Actions taken in obedience carry supernatural weight. Doors that were previously shut began to open. Opportunities that seemed impossible suddenly appear. Relationships shift, finances multiply, and paths that once seemed blocked become accessible. Obedience is not merely a matter of following rules, it is an active partnership with God, a declaration that you are ready to cooperate with His plan. Without it, even the most promising promises may remain distant, unseen, and unattainable. Obedience also teaches patience and resilience. It shows you that fulfillment is rarely instant and that every step matters. Each act of obedience builds momentum, and even when progress feels slow, it is working behind the scenes to prepare you for a greater breakthrough. God's promises are never random. They are intentional, and obedience ensures that you are in the right position to receive them fully. When you choose to act on what you know is right, you are planting seeds that will grow into harvests far beyond what you could imagine. Finally, obedience is about trust and surrender. It is acknowledging that God's wisdom surpasses your understanding and that His plan for your life is far greater than your own. It is choosing to follow His guidance even when fear, uncertainty, or doubt threaten to pull you back. Every act of obedience strengthens your faith, aligns your steps with destiny, and moves you closer to the life you were meant to live. The path of obedience is not always easy, but it is always fruitful. When you obey, you are not merely completing tasks, you are positioning yourself to experience God's promises fully, to walk in favor, and to step into abundance that reflects His glory. So remember this, the blessing is not just a gift, it is a responsibility. And that responsibility is unlocked by obedience. Your willingness to act on what God has spoken, even when it seems difficult, is what transforms a promise into reality. To receive the fullness of God's favor, to step into prosperity, and to become the person He has called you to be, obedience is the key that opens every door, clears every path, and activates every blessing. Trials are not obstacles meant to stop you. They are tools meant to shape you. Every moment of struggle, every setback, every challenge that comes your way is part of a greater plan to prepare you for the blessing that awaits. Many people look at difficulty and assume it is a sign of failure, a signal that they are not chosen or that their time has not come. But this could not be further from the truth. Trials are not punishments, they are preparation. They are the crucible in which your faith, your character, and your resilience are forged. Life has a way of testing what you truly believe before it rewards you with the promise. Every delay, every closed door, every disappointment is an opportunity to strengthen your spirit and align yourself with the purposes that are greater than immediate comfort. God allows these seasons of struggle not to hurt you, but to develop in you the patience, wisdom, and strength necessary to handle what He has planned. It is during these trials that your faith is refined, your priorities are clarified, and your vision for life becomes clearer. Without these experiences, the weight of future blessings might be too heavy, or you might not recognize the moment when breakthrough arrives. Many people fail to see the purpose in their trials because they focus only on the pain. They complain, they question, they lose hope, and in doing so, they miss the lesson hidden in the struggle. Every trial carries a message, and every challenge contains a seed of growth. When you shift your perspective and begin to see trials as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, your entire journey transforms. You begin to recognize that the difficulties you face today are preparing you to handle the abundance, influence, and responsibility that God has spoken over your life. Trials also build resilience. They teach you to endure when things do not go as planned, to stand firm when the world shakes, and to remain faithful when results seem distant. Each trial is a rehearsal for the life of greatness that awaits you. When you overcome one challenge, you gain confidence to face the next. When you navigate a difficult season with faith intact, you strengthen your capacity to receive the fullness of God's promises. It is in the fires of adversity that strength, courage, and wisdom are cultivated. Furthermore, trials cultivate humility and dependence on God. They remind you that your strength alone is insufficient, and that true victory comes from surrendering to His guidance. They strip away pride, self-reliance, and the illusion of control, leaving you open to receive divine direction and supernatural provision. Without these refining moments, it is easy to become unprepared for the responsibilities that come with blessing. But through trials, you are trained to handle not only success, but the character, discipline, and vision required to use it wisely. So the next time you face a challenge, do not despair. Do not question why it is happening. Instead, see it as a divine preparation, a season in which your faith is being strengthened, your character is being formed, and your destiny is being readied. Every hardship is temporary, but every lesson learned in obedience and perseverance will last a lifetime. Trials are not the end, they are the foundation. They are the preparation for abundance, the stepping stones to the promises God has spoken over your life. Embrace them, learn from them, and let them shape you into the person ready to receive the greatness that awaits. When you do this, when you walk faithfully through every trial, you begin to see the truth. The very things you feared would stop you are the same things that are preparing you to rise higher than you ever imagined. Your trials are your training ground, and through them you are being equipped to step into a life of divine prosperity, influence, and purpose. The blessing is coming, but first the preparation must take place. And every trial you endure brings you one step closer to the fulfillment of God's promises over your life. Becoming a billionaire is often perceived in the world as a measure of financial success, a number in a bank account, a portfolio of assets, or a status recognized by society. But true prosperity, the kind that aligns with God's plan for your life, is about far more than money. It is about purpose, impact, and influence. It is about stepping into the calling you were created for and using every blessing, every resource, every opportunity to create a life that matters, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Money alone is temporary, but purpose-driven wealth has the power to transform communities, change destinies, and leave a legacy that endures long after you are gone. Many people chase wealth for comfort, for freedom, or for recognition. But without purpose, even the largest fortune can feel empty. You can have all the riches in the world, yet still feel unfulfilled if your life lacks meaning. God's promise of abundance is never meant to feed ego or selfish desires. It is meant to equip you to fulfill a greater mission. When you understand this, the very concept of becoming a billionaire takes on a new dimension. It is no longer about accumulating wealth. It is about aligning your life with the divine plan, about cultivating influence that elevates others, and about walking in integrity and responsibility as a steward of the blessings entrusted to you. Purpose-driven prosperity begins with clarity about who you are and why you exist. It asks that you look beyond personal gain and focus on the impact you are called to make. Every decision, every investment of your time, energy, and resources must be guided by this vision. God does not bless a life that is careless with His gifts. He blesses those who recognize that abundance carries responsibility, who see that their own elevation is connected to the elevation of others, and who act with intentionality, discipline, and humility. The billionaire who is truly blessed is not measured by what they possess, but by what they give, inspire, and create in the world. Becoming a person of purpose also requires wisdom. Wealth can be fleeting, and influence can be misused if it is not anchored in strong values and principles. God's promise is not simply about acquiring, it is about becoming the person capable of handling the blessing. Every challenge, every trial, every season of growth is preparing you to operate at that level. Purpose ensures that when prosperity arrives, you do not squander it. It ensures that your success is sustainable, impactful, and aligned with the greater good. Without purpose, abundance can be destructive. With purpose, it becomes transformative. Finally, understanding purpose helps you persevere through the journey. Becoming a billionaire in the fullest sense is rarely instant. There will be obstacles, moments of doubt, and setbacks that test your faith. But when your pursuit is grounded in divine purpose rather than just profit, every difficulty becomes meaningful, every struggle becomes preparation, and every step forward becomes a contribution to something greater than yourself. You begin to see that wealth is not the destination, it is the tool through which God amplifies your calling, touches lives, and fulfills promises that extend far beyond your own existence. So the next time you dream of abundance, remember that it is not just about accumulation, it is about becoming. Becoming a person of integrity, influence, and impact. Becoming someone whose life resonates with God's plan. Becoming someone whose blessings multiply, not just for personal gain, but for the good of others. Money is temporary, but purpose is eternal. When you align prosperity with purpose, you do not merely become a billionaire, you become a vessel for transformation, a force for change, and a living testament to the power of divine blessing. This is the wealth that truly matters, the success that endures, and the life that fulfills the destiny written for you.